Very few people know how truly important alignment is at the piano. And what I mean by alignment is when we play the piano, we want our arm and our wrist and our hand and our fingers to be aligned so that our bones can naturally support the structure, and all our muscles have to do is stabilize those joints, and then the rest of our muscles are free to perform other tasks. Now, one quick thing to note is that alignment is both a horizontal adjustment of the hand and the wrist and the arm, but also a vertical adjustment of the arm. So if our wrist is too low or our wrist is too high, that is also an issue of alignment. However, for the purposes of this video, we're going to focus on the horizontal adjustments of the arm. Now, the reason why it's so important to make sure that everything is properly aligned when we play the piano is that if we're out of alignment, now instead of our muscles only having to stabilize those joints and the bones supporting that structure, now our muscles are gonna have to hold things up, hold things in weird or awkward positions instead of being free to move and perform other tasks. This also means that you're not gonna be able to move as freely or play as fast at the piano. Now, in its simplest form, alignment is basically making sure that our arm is straight into the keyboard, so our wrist is not bent to the side, and making sure that the keyboard and our arm make a kind of right angle. So this means that if we're playing higher on the keyboard, we have to maintain that shape, so our upper arm has to extend. And likewise, if we play lower on the keyboard, then our arm has to move accordingly. One quick note here about when you have to play directly in front of your body. It's impossible for your wrist and your hand to be perfectly straight with your arm. So what we want to do is we want to bring in our arm and elbow as close as we possibly can. And you'll notice here that there's actually no space between my elbow and my torso, so that that can be as straight and aligned as possible. Now, in a more complex form, alignment means that we have to slightly adjust our arm and our wrist and our hand according to what finger we're going to play. So if I'm going to play my fifth finger, I'm going to be in a different position than if I play, say, my third finger, and even still a different position on my second finger. A good way to think about this is if you can draw a line from the tip of your elbow to the tip of whatever finger you're playing. So for instance, if you're playing your fifth finger, your arm is going to be in this shape. If you play your thumb, your arm and wrist and hand is going to be in this shape. And still, if you play your third finger, you're going to be about in the middle of that, or it's going to look like this. Now, doing this on every single note we play will ensure that our muscles are not performing extra tasks, holding up the structure of our arm or holding things in awkward positions, so that the energy can be transferred easily and efficiently into the keyboard, so we don't have this underlying amount of tension.